Hello. Hi. How are you? Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome here. Welcome there. Welcome everywhere. All right. Today we are going to just talk about social media platforms and kind of like analogies to view them, especially if you're somebody who is like, I don't really get social media. It's not really my thing. I don't understand it. People don't participate with me enough, or like I don't go there to consume at all. So like I just don't understand the landscape. This is for you. And even if you do know social media, but maybe like you really only know one platform, then this could be helpful for you too. So let's dive into it. So today we're going to be guiding you through today's platforms. We're back to surfing channels. Only now the channels aren't locked on TV screens. They're scattered across platforms, each with its own charm, purpose, and way of making connections. Direct television isn't the central hub it used to be. Yes, that's so true. I mean, even ESPN is starting to stream. Hollywood's influence is splintering, and independent creators are stepping into the spotlight to tell their own stories and build their own communities. Love that for them. This shift is reshaping not just how we watch, but how we connect and grow, both professionally and personally. Understanding why people are drawn to different platforms can help you focus your energy where it matters most. Think of it like picking the perfect spot for your family outing. The library for some quiet reflection, the coffee shop for lively chats, or the park for playful connections. Each space has a vibe, and social media platforms are no different. Let's take a closer look at these digital destinations, shaping how we engage with friends, family, and future opportunities. Wow. Like unlocking into the tea. All right. So first, we're going to dive into Instagram. Instagram to me is like the mall. It is the chic mall of attention. Instagram is high-end shopping district. It's where aesthetics meet influence. This isn't just a place to post pretty pictures. It's where brands build identities and trust is won through storytelling. Think of your Instagram presence as a storefront. Clean, curated, and designed to stop passerbys in their tracks. Something also to note, where it's the mall, and more than any other platform, Instagram has window shopping for profile. So like I click on your profile, I found you on my feed, I'm just scrolling casually, and then I found your profile, I liked your video, I'm gonna click on your profile to see if I want to follow you. And when I go into your profile, more than any other platform, it's so organized, it's so nice to scroll through. I might even go all the way to the bottom because it's kind of easy. But when I do that, it is like a storefront. It is window shopping. You should look good. So the grid is so important because it is literally your display. And I just don't think that's true for any other platform like it is on Instagram. And that's why I think every platform should have a different strategy. And so when you're performing, Instagram being the mall, you just have to view it as, you know, this is the best looking content is going here, but also, like I said, storytelling. So this is how to dominate on Instagram. Invest in high quality visuals that elevate, share behind the scene moments to connect, and use stories and reels to tap into fast moving trends. It's kind of like a meal. I think whenever you're sitting down at a restaurant, you get multiple courses, or, you know, if you fancy like that, you get multiple courses. So when you sit down, you're going to get an appetizer, and the appetizer could be that quick reel that's trendy. It gets people to sit down, it appeases them, and then they're ready to sit and wait for the next course. And then maybe the entree is what you're actually selling, the product, or it could be viewed as maybe your personality. But I think it should be mainly the product if you're selling on Instagram or selling on social media in general. And then the dessert, you cannot let them leave without a dessert, especially if you sold to them So then the dessert should be like a really fun moment with you, a really strong character moment. That's like the behind the scenes. This is the connection. So when you are delivering something, you want something quick and easy to get them up to your table. You want to have the presentation ready for whatever you're selling, and then you need to leave them with something sweet so that they feel really good about the whole experience. And so, you know, the chic mall of attention of Instagram, we're shopping around, we're looking at things, and I think Instagram really has that vibe where I'm okay with discovery here, and I am okay with adding people to my follows list. Although Instagram compared to TikTok, a lot more people will just follow people on TikTok than Instagram, but nevertheless, there's still definitely a strong discovery model on Instagram. Next up, Facebook. Facebook is your digital neighborhood. It is, if Instagram is the chic mall, Facebook is the trusted backyard barbecue. This is where families and communities gather, where nostalgia and storytelling hold weight. Here it's not about flashy content, it's about familiarity and connection. And like literally family barbecue feels really perfect for me, because like the conversations you have at the mall versus the conversations you have at a barbecue are so different. Like if I'm at the mall, I'm gonna chitter chatter about like trendy things, I'm gonna chitter chatter about who's doing what, but like kind of in that more hierarchy way. But at a family barbecue or the neighborhood barbecue, it's gonna be like, so like what was Sally doing last week, and it's gonna go in detail, it's gonna be mundane, it's gonna be like it's gonna be a catch up, it's gonna be, you know, you know, you also are on Facebook, you know, it's a different kind of conversation. So when Facebook is focused on community driven content, it wants to see like local events, it wants to see your success stories and your neighborhood highlights. Like they really want to know what you've been doing in a community sense. And also with engagement, they want like interactive posts, probably more than any other platform. Like I don't think LinkedIn has as many comments as like Facebook posts do. There's somebody loud going by, but I also have my hair break, which is sad. See, the backyard barbecue, they be like, oh my god, here, have my like accessory for your hair. At the mall, they'd be like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. So on Facebook, you're focused on community driven content like Easter. People want to know where you went for Easter. On Instagram, we just want to know what you wore. You get it? And then engaging with interactive posts, you'll get a lot more comments on Facebook than you will even on LinkedIn. So like having those call to actions for conversation, you get comments sometimes even if you don't want to on Facebook, let's be real. But like polls, questions, Q&A sessions, that's the place for it. People are so chatty on Facebook. Then maintain a mix of personal and professional. I feel like out of all the platforms, Facebook is where you want to be the most personal and the least professional. But how can you like mix that in a way? And I always feel like uplifting others is the way on Facebook to be a professional. Meaning, hey, I did this for someone else. Isn't that cool? Because this is my job. Or big milestones are always appreciated because like that is something that you want to celebrate with your community. But just in general, like in a sense, it has a, what are you doing for other people? That's what we want to celebrate. And then Facebook isn't the trendiest spot, definitely, but its influence is undeniable, and that's because of the eyes that are there. It's not where everyone's going to be like, wow, that's a trendsetter, but you're absolutely going to be a part of a community if you're actively on Facebook. And it's where relationships deepen and relationships dive into referrals, really. So that's Facebook in a nutshell. And then we're going to dive into LinkedIn next. If you're not using LinkedIn and you sell to high-level professionals who don't like social media, they're probably on LinkedIn. I find it very few people that are like not on any platforms at all. You can find people who are like, I have an Instagram, but I don't use it, I only consume. Or you have people who just really don't like social media in general, but they'll have one. And depending on what sector of business they themselves are in, it will affect what one that they have. And I often find that like high busy professionals who value privacy are on LinkedIn. If they're on anything at all, it's LinkedIn. And so if you're not on LinkedIn and you sell to high level professionals like that, you are absolutely missing out on a target audience, and you should be there and you should be talking on that platform. So LinkedIn is the power suit of platforms. LinkedIn is where business gets done. If Instagram is about image and Facebook is about relationships, LinkedIn is about authority. It's the platform where agents transition from service providers to industry thought leaders. So you should be speaking your opinion so that people can really see what your opinion is. And I get why that's like scary, because what if your opinion's wrong? Well, own it. Own it. Honestly, I think that sometimes Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn let the algorithm work in your favor. There's a sense of what you post has words, and those words work in an SEO way to the algorithm. The algorithm kind of works in two ways. It's what you post context, and then also who you are context. So if I engage with your post and I liked it, the next time you post, it will probably show it to me again. And if I don't engage with it that time, then your content's not going to be a priority the next time you post. But if I double engage, then they're going to be like, yeah, Gabby is really friends with this person, so we're going to make sure she sees it. But on the other side, it's the context of what you're posting. So if I always am interacting with content that's like social media trends, and then you make a post about social media trends on LinkedIn, I'm more likely to see that. So allow the confidence in what you're speaking about, because the algorithm is a friend to you. It's going to provide your content to people who engage with that content and engage with you. So how to dominate on LinkedIn is post market updates and position yourself as an expert. You should share personal career wins and lessons to build credibility. This is definitely where you want to flex all those awards. Like, this is the spot. On Facebook, give them like half, like give them like the big moments. And Instagram really doesn't care. Like, they would really care more like what the look was, what the vibe was. So this place is like where you're like, wow, I won this award, I got this stat in the business, I'm this level. And you also want to engage in meaningful conversations with other professionals in your network. So any of these platforms, you should be focusing on outbound communication. But think about the water cooler at the office. Like, this is really the water cooler at the office. So if you're always talking about your wins and like how great you are, I mean, yeah, that's great. And when I'm scrolling by and I'm maybe going to work with you, that's great too. But if I'm also talking about that and like you're not commenting on my post about how great I am, I'm going to go to a different water cooler. I'm going to hang out with different people. I'm sorry. Like, I want the love back. And I think that's a big part of sales and a big part of social media in general. You get what you give. And so if you want the engagement numbers, because engagement, if I'm scrolling by and I have a post that talks about like my stats and I have 2 likes, I don't seem very popular, which you don't have to be popular to be successful, not at all. But if I had 200 likes instead of 2, to a person that's scrolling by, that's a little bit more impressive, because you were not only successful, but you're also able to maintain your sphere of contacts at such a high level. That's so impressive. So it just adds a layer of social credibility to you. When you do outbound communication, you engage with their post, and that goes into the algorithm play that I talked about just a second ago, where when you engage with that person's profile, and you become a little bit more linked in the algorithm, so your content is being more likely to be seen by them. So when you do outbound communication to somebody that you really like, not only are you giving them emotional boosts from whatever comments that you're leaving and social support, but also don't be cringy about it. Like, don't be like creepy and do every single post, because that's a little too much. Unless you guys are friends like that and they know what's up. But the idea is like that subtle, like, hey, I'm here, I like what you're doing, we're friends, let's be friends, and then that algorithm push can connect you even more for that subtle play towards connection. So LinkedIn isn't just a resume, it's a stage for real estate professionals or whatever professional that you are to prove that you're at the top of your game. And also something to note that, like, for future value of LinkedIn's not going anywhere. Obviously, I think out of all the platforms, LinkedIn's the most safe because no one else is in that business vibe like they are. And college schools have classes where your assignment is literally to make a LinkedIn. So you have all of these future professionals absolutely like logged in. And so it's not going anywhere for longevity. Anywho, I know that people say that LinkedIn isn't what it used to be, but that's okay. Like, there's different eras for everything, and you gotta just be what you want to be on that platform. Next, YouTube. The infinite TV set. So true. It is like the new TV. YouTube is your channels. If I'm swiping through YouTube, like, there are people who have full-fledged, like, they are fully dedicated. They come out every Tuesday. They're like shows. And so the Super Bowl commercial costs millions for 30 seconds of attention. YouTube gives you limitless opportunities to capture attention without the price tag. I don't have to pay millions of dollars to be seen. I just have to be willing to post myself. And so with YouTube, creating long form content that educates people or connects people to the story, the mission, and whatever you're trying to do is super powerful. Especially if you're a professional who gives advisorship, especially if you're somebody who is a good talker. Like, long form content is an amazing way for people to create that parasocial relationship with you, which then can lead into a business relationship. Leveraging SEO can help people find you more easily, but also at the same time, there is that game of algorithm as well here, where the context that you focus on allows people who are in that niche, in that bubble, to find you. But obviously, sometimes you kind of want to think about how could you put yourself into a bigger bubble. If your niche is kind of small, if you have a very distinctive category that you're focused on, what are like some fun ways that you could make yourself into the mainstream, but only to create that little side stream? So basically, it's kind of like penetrating the mainstream so that people can get to your side stream. And how can you directly make that opening for the people to find you? And I think that's the strategy angle that you should really be playing with when you're using AI, if you're using AI to help you create content. And lastly, you want to establish your personal brand by speaking directly to the camera. Hey guys. Hi. So this builds trust over time. I'm going to keep doing this, and you're going to be like, well, yeah, Gabby just sits in her car and she reads us her newsletters. Like, that's what she does. And it builds up my personal brand because now you know me and I keep talking to you and you're like, well, she just keeps talking, so I guess she's like this. I guess she's like that. And that's just how it works. Hopefully. I mean, word on the street. Tell me how you feel in the comments, I guess. With videos, you aren't just selling, you are building an audience. And YouTube is the personal media network, and people who use it for business will be the future of businesses. It's just our new TV set, and you don't need a Hollywood production. Truly. Surfing channels, where should you align? Final thoughts. The platforms we spend time on reflect what we need the most in that moment. Instagram is a space for finding beauty and inspiration. Facebook feels like warmth of family and community. LinkedIn pushes us towards growth and success. And YouTube satisfies our curiosity and sense of purpose. This ever-changing yellow brick road of consumer attention, it's not just about where your audience gathers, it's about understanding why they're there in the first place. When you align your presence with the heart and mind of each platform, you're not just showing up, you're creating a connection they'll remember. The only thing I'm going to say about that is, like, you can post the same update, but you can say it in 5 different ways, and you kind of should. You should say it in a different way for each platform. The look of how it should be presented on Instagram is different than how you should say it on Facebook, and then on LinkedIn is completely different as well, and then on YouTube you should make it longer. You should say more, not less. So it's like, that's the idea, is like, how can you adjust your presentation for the conversation that your audience wants to have with you. So the way we connect, share, and grow is shifting faster than ever. But with the right focus, understanding, and care, you can guide your business, your message, and yourself through this brave new world and come out stronger on the other side. That's all for today. Let's chat again soon. Gibbs. I hope you have a great one. Happy Monday. It's a Monday for me. And wishing you all the best. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye.